Hey everyone, we're live here with the Buzz. And tonight I am going to host and give Kim Wright a break from hosting as she's done this for all of our other ones. And tonight I'm joined by Eileen Foote Hargraves, who's also going to help me out here. So it's going to be the Kim and Kim show this time. Kim ABOSSO has also been hosting many times or co-hosting. So yeah, we're gonna do it now. We're gonna put them through the ringer. No, I'm only kidding, girls. So you can see we have Kim Wright Mastrofino. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you.
And we have Kim ABOSSO Goldberg as our interviewees. So welcome.
Thank you.
So we have the Buzz every once in a while. We'd really love it if more and more classmates would come on. If you did want to come on and be interviewed and let us know what's going on the last 50 years since we graduated, you just have to give Kim or I a heads up by email or text or Facebook message and let us know. So let's get the show on the road. Eileen, why don't you go for it? And you've got some questions for them.
All right, I do. I just want to add that, this is really painless to do, to be interviewed, and there's very few questions, and you get a heads up ahead of time. I've really enjoyed listening to all of the interviews that have been done so far, and I applaud Kim and Diane. So the first question for Kim and Kim, it's been 50 years since you graduated from Westerly High. Can you tell us where life has taken you? And we'll start with Kim Goldberg.
Hi. So 50 years, really? So in the 50 years since we've graduated, life has taken me to a little town in Connecticut, Hebron, Connecticut. I've been married for 45 years. He's a really good guy. We have 2 children, Aaron and Joshua, and we have 6 grandkids, and we're about to become great grandparents. So that's keeping us pretty busy. We're getting to do some traveling. I love the Caribbean. My husband, he's going to Iceland, and I said no, thank you.
Go.
No,
it's amazing.
But I know, I'm sure it's beautiful, but it's cold. And nice. I know. I don't.
We'll talk.
Yeah, I don't deal well with cold. So, where else?
How about work?
Work. So that was sporadic. I worked at the labor department, the unemployment office. That's where I met my husband. I worked there for 8 years. So between 6 and 8 years. And then I decided to stay home with my kids. I had my daughter was born first, and then I had my son, and I was like, I'm just going to stay home. And I ran a home daycare. And I kept saying, well, I will go back to work when Josh goes to kindergarten. That didn't happen. I continued doing the daycare until he graduated from college. So best laid plans. But I worked in the travel industry. I was a corporate travel planner.
And didn't know that.
Yep. And then I worked in it's a mutual funds company. It was I worked in the back office. I opened up accounts. It was an investment firm. I worked there for like 8 years, and it was just time. My husband. So I, when I was 60, when I turned 60, I retired too.
Good for you. The daycare must have been, that's a tough business.
It's a very tough business.
Yeah.
Yeah. The kids were amazing. I still stay in touch with some of the kids that I helped bring up.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Daycare is so important. It's
Oh yeah.
especially now. I mean, when I stayed home with my kids, I had people asking me if I was going to watch other people's kids. And I'm like, no, I don't even know if I can handle my own.
Right.
So good for you.
Yeah, it was a lot, but
So
got a lot of joy from it.
right. And you're in Hebron, so do you have any community involvement there?
Politically,
Good.
we're involved in the local politics in town. I don't want to go into politics.
That's okay.
I'm going to get myself in trouble. But I think you all know where I stand.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move on to Kim Wright.
I did a lot.
Still
I'll
do.
be more specific. No, actually, when I first graduated high school, Westerly High School, I ended up working. Actually, I ended up working in Altron's. It was a I don't know. They made. I forget what they even made. It had something to do with electrical stuff, and I hated it. But anyway, I always and then I did a lot of waitressing. I was in the food service arenas just for extra money, and I was actually doing some classes to get my degree. So I do classes at nighttime because I actually went out and got my own apartment. And so I could be, independent and that sort of thing. But I was heavily involved once I got out of high school. And I have to say that when I was in the play of Senior Pimpernel during school, I found out how much I enjoyed theater. And I actually was a member or joined and became a member of Theater Workshop of Westerly, and we would do community
cool.
theater. And I loved it. And, I actually, I did, acting, lots of, any aspect of the theater world, I ended up having the opportunity to experience through theater workshops. So and that actually paved the way for things that I did in the future. And so then, so that was like a big part of my life, but also, I worked at Happy Holidays and for a number of years, and actually met a lot of my great friends that I still are friendly with. And I remember Bob Mitchell and his brother Jim worked there, and so did his wife Sally. And I can't remember how many people from Westerly actually worked there, because it was just one of those places where everyone would go.
Yeah.
So early on, that's basically what I did. And then I ended up going to college and actually taking some day classes. I like to work during the day, because then I take night classes, but then I switched it up. And I ended up really liking college. And, I commuted. I was actually with CCRI, got my associate degree. And then, like I said, I was, doing those little odd jobs and things like that. And then I ended up getting pregnant and I was a single parent and I had a son. And so I was working like 3 jobs then, and, kind of trying to balance everything. So anything to bring in money, because I wasn't getting any child support. And so I would go and clean houses. I would, waitress. I would, I don't know, sell Avon. I was just like, just trying to keep ends meet. And thank God for friends and
Self-made
family.
woman.
Yeah. So, but friends and family, like, they were so helpful, and, I had a good support system. So that was good. And so then I ended up, I got the degree, and then I ended up working for a company that served individuals with disabilities. And I was actively loved that. I was an assistant director for a group home. And so, as the years went on, things got better. The money was better because I got better jobs and things like that. And so then into the latest, I, ended up working for a nonprofit who did this. It was a day site. And I worked there till I retired. And so that's kind of like the early years. And then, not to get into all the little details here, but I ended up actually marrying for the first time in 2016 my husband, who's like my best friend. And we had a great wedding. My son gave me away, and his son married us. And it was a big party wedding, and it was just like a blast. And so that was really, really special. And fast forward, I am retired. And now I'm writing children's books, mainly for my grandchildren. But, I've been doing that and wanting to do more. I dabbled in photography and all that kind of stuff through the years too. And that's been good. So it's kind of like in the nutshell kind of a thing.
Yeah. You've done a lot. Yeah.
I'm very blessed. I mean, things happen in your life for reasons. And I think that however your path in your journey is, it's like you learn from every opportunity. And I always view things were tough, as with anybody, things get tough, things are great, it's just what life is. And I'm very lucky, and I'll always know that. And, so that's kind of
good.
Where
And
I am now. So
everybody should know that all of you have been helping so much with the reunion too this year. I know you did a lot in the past too. But you guys are helping a lot for this 50th reunion. So.
Yeah, it's been really fun. It's been really fun.
It has.
Yeah. So blessed.
So another question, you want to tell us what you think your greatest achievements have been, or things that you most enjoy now? I know, Kim, you said traveling, and we all love looking at pictures, when you post them on Facebook about your travels, but can you share a little bit about that?
Oh gosh, fell in love with the Caribbean about, I don't know, 15 years ago probably, and we just keep going back and going back and going back. Did a lot of traveling to Jamaica. We've been to Tortola, Bermuda, Bahamas, and most recently we're like in Puerto Rico. Yeah, it's beautiful. Besides that, I mean, my greatest achievements are the relationship that I have with my husband. He's my best friend. And, we and my kids, I mean, we raised two really good humans. They're good people. They're good partners. They're good parents. And they get along. They love each other. They're best friends too. So, and now all the grandkids are running around, and I mean, there's just no greater joy than making memories with those kids.
I agree.
We took our two oldest grandsons to Puerto Rico with us in February and March. They were there for a week, and then we sent them home. But just sharing that experience with them, and just seeing things through their eyes again. It's good. Awesome. Life is good. I have, I'm very lucky. I'm happy.
Awesome.
Can't ask for anything worse. Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Kim? Right?
What, Kim? Well, I have to say that my greatest achievements and what I'm proud of is my son. He actually, it's interesting because you have kids and your job is to teach them, to be independent and to get along in life. And he actually has taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
And he's just, he has like a warm heart, and he's, like would give you the shirt off his back. And he's successful in what he does. And he's also very creative and smart and funny, and he has a sarcastic humor. So I'm proud of him, and he's a wonderful father. And so to see that he's all grown up, and it's just like, wow. And so and I have to say, I agree with Kim. Like, I am like proud of my relationship with my husband. But I'm also proud at what I've accomplished in the work I did. When I worked with individuals with disabilities, I was able to, and I was like so lucky, but I established a theater class. I did creative writing piece where we would go to the VSA Arts of Rhode Island for the poetry contest.
Sure.
Our group was the largest, and we traveled the farthest, and we placed every year for, I don't know, so many consecutive years. And so I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that, I created the On the Beat program, which was a way for, community members to get more familiar with people with disabilities. So maybe for jobs or opportunities or, donations for the center. And I also created the mentor program and a bunch of other stuff. But I say that because my heart and soul went into my work, and anytime I've always had a job, it was my heart and soul. And so I was proud of that. And I'm proud that, I can had that opportunity. And I'm also proud of my family. We are a tight knit bunch, but I'm the vice president of our Rising Family Association. We've been actually this year will be our 146 years that will be reuniting. And so we're probably one of the oldest family reunions in I think in the United States. I think there's others that are really consecutively long, but ours is 146 will be this year.
Wow.
And so, yeah, and so it's on my mother's side, and that's I'm proud of that. And so, and one other thing, I'm proud because I always want to continue. I may have retired from my job, but I'm not retired from what I plan to do moving forward. And that's, to continue to make a difference. And, whether it's through my writing, with the books that, I'm producing, and, my photography and that sort of thing. I always like to give back, and that's moving forward. So
Nice. Very nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
That's great.
Wow.
All right.
Cool.
So the next question we have is, do you have a favorite high school memory, a favorite teacher, a favorite class, something that takes you back to 1970 to 73?
Yeah. I mean, we, release time shenanigans. That was a lot of fun. Just the relationships I've made over the years, reconnecting with you guys. That's been really cool. But release time shenanigans. And my favorite teacher was Mr. Newman. He taught distributive education. So we learned about marketing and fashion merchandising, and we had a school store. We called it Purple Haze, but we sold school T-shirts, and we even sold like earth oils, and we sold patchouli and lots of cool stuff in our little store.
Was this at school, Kim?
It was at school. It was in the cafeteria. It was.
I have like no
wonderful-
recollection of that.
I don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't. It was in the class with me. Deb Keegan.
Oh yeah.
I think Cindy Capuccio. Rosemary Tirano, Melinda Camoli, Jean Berardo was in the class. It was just different. Dolores Page, Francis Fiore.
Sounds like fun.
It was just a lot of fun. He took us on a lot of really cool field trips and to colleges. We into Providence, just and then for part of the class we had to work. And Melinda and I worked at well, we didn't actually work there. We hung out there. Do you remember Chase's Unisex? It was
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, Chase Lenahan owned it and ran it, and it was like a hippie store. There were Indian print dresses and pipes and stuff. So we got credit for working there. We did, sometimes do the displays in the windows. Sometimes they were human displays where we would be in the windows waving at customers going by. But yeah, he was my favorite teacher. I don't know whatever happened to him. That was my favorite class. It was fun.
Gosh, I wish I had taken that class.
I know, me too.
I don't have any recollection of any of that. Huh.
Yeah,
It must have been really neat.
I took business management classes.
That must have been a really effective class. But I didn't know a lot about it either. But I remember it being in the cafeteria. But I wish I had explored that.
Yeah, I think you must have been college prep, Diane. So
Yeah,
in college prep classes, and you would be distributed ed.
I was not. Yeah, I was not college prep. I didn't go to college.
Yeah. It's not for everybody.
Nope.
No.
It
I went
wasn't.
for too long. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
But that's great. Yeah, it's a great program. And actually, I think our class valedictorian came out of the distributive ed business side. Yeah.
Who was it?
Oh, Doreen. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the yearbook. Yeah. But anyway, I can grab that if you want me to. But
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, Kim Wright. How about you? Favorite memory?
Okay, so let's see. I think my favorite class was probably English. And one of my favorite teachers, I had a couple of favorite teachers. I did like art too. Miss Pendleton was a really good teacher, and I liked Miss Dupre.
Yeah.
And I thought they were good. And the memories I have were actually of Senior Pimpernel. I loved being in that play, and we had so much fun, and it was great. And I loved the parties that Sharon Marone would always host at her house. She'd always have these great parties. And so I remember that being as really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, are there any messages that you'd like to share with the rest of our classmates, the class of 73 at all? Can you two come up with anything that you'd like to share?
I would just tell them to always be humble, always be thankful, and never stop learning.
Nice. Very
Nice.
good. Good. How about you, Kim W. M?
Come to the reunion.
Yes. Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Reconnect.
And don't be afraid to reconnect. I know that some folks struggle with certain things, and I totally understand. But I think now that everyone is older and wiser, more wiser and more humble, I think that it's different.
Yeah.
And I think that they would enjoy themselves, but again, it has to be, individual. So
Yeah.
anyway, so that's what I
Sure.
would say.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share, or have the rest of the people that are listening know
Do they have,
about you? Or?
no? Does anybody have questions? Is anybody out there with questions?
I'm not seeing any chats, Kim. I don't know if you see any in your corner.
No.
I see.
Said hi at the beginning.
Yeah.
That was it.
So Diane and I can talk a little bit about the reunion planning.
Can I just say one thing? I forgot to mention that I have 2 grandchildren. And I just wanted to let everyone know that I have 2 grandchildren that I love dearly.
Yep.
And so and
The best.
they're the best, and they're also wonderful. So,
Yep.
but I love being a grandmother,
Yeah.
a nana.
And
So anyway,
Awesome.
you guys can have the floor.
So someone else just said hi. Yeah. So I think that one of the things that I would like to say in wrapping up is that I'm working on doing a memorial for the classmates we've lost. I did publish those names in our Facebook page. If you could encourage anyone who's listening, if you can encourage your friends from class that haven't already done so to join the Facebook page, that would be really nice. And I'd like to use both the high school picture and a more recent picture. And I'm realizing, even though I'm getting some from obituaries, that they're not really printing out that well. So if anyone has any pictures, recent pictures that they would be willing to share of our departed classmates, I would really appreciate it if you could either email that to me or mail it to me. So I can include that. Like a mailed picture would probably be better. 1352 Enfield Street, Enfield, Connecticut 06082. But if you could do that, that would really help make a nicer display so we can see, what our classmates looked like, before we lost them.
Sure. Thanks,
That's
Eileen.
good.
Couple of things I wanted to mention is we really do need to hear from you if you are going to attend the reunion. Please try to RSVP either through Facebook or texting or Facebook Messenger or emails or my phone number, whatever, because pretty soon we're going to need to give account to the restaurant for our buffet. So, and that definitely include how many people are coming. If you're bringing a spouse or a partner or whomever, that would be so helpful. The other thing I want to mention is we are updating our email group list, and I thank Scott Sminky for doing a lot of that work. Several people aren't on social media, so what we're going to try to do is share some of the messages we put on Facebook or YouTube and do that on email as well, as far as we can figure out. Kim Wright and I are going to look at that this week for sure. So, and anyone that wants to come on to our Zoom meetings, come on and give us an idea, help us plan this thing. And, we're getting down to the nitty gritty now. Our next meeting's the 27th at, is it 7:30, Kim?
Yes.
7:30.
Yes.
Okay. All you have to do is send us your email address and we can add you to this Zoom meeting. I know everybody's busy, but we still, it's coming down to the wire. So we really do have to know. And I wanted to thank you, Eileen, for helping me tonight. And also Kim for doing all the work, for the reunion. You guys have helped mail invitations out and follow up and been at the meetings and that kind of thing. But I wanted to give a special thank you to Kim Wright, because she's the one that's actually handling the StreamYard program.
Yeah.
StreamYard is this program that makes it possible for us to do these interviews and share it online, and it's costly. So thank you, Kim, for doing that. That's a huge contribution. And
My
she'll also
pleasure.
be doing, she'll also be handling the vid day and putting those edits and things like that. We haven't gotten anything yet. I know this week Kim's going to try to get some information out there. It's so easy to use. You just click it on. You can do a live thing. You can do a collage. We'll give you some ideas, but we'll have this in our memory banks too. So we hope to promote that as well. But I think that's probably gonna wrap us up for tonight. Thank you, girls, for
One
doing
more thing, Diane. You
Yep.
were looking for high school memorabilia, if anybody
Yeah,
has it.
yeah.
So that's just to
Yeah.
mention that again.
Yep.
Um,
Anybody has anything, we're gonna put it around, at Gray Sales. So yeah, if you have anything, that would be great.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, I know. I have a box I have to go look in, but yeah, and thank you, Kim and Kim, for agreeing.
Thank
to come
you
down and be
guys.
interviewed, because you've been doing such a good job with everybody else.
Oh,
So
Sure.
thank you.
And on the 29th of this month,
Yes.
John Paul Schirra made a mention that there's a really cool thing happening at the Nick. And for anyone in the 50th class, you can get in for $10 or whatever. We'll probably put a little bit more information out there, but it's been fun getting together with everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that concludes our program for tonight. Unless, Kim, you've got something else to
Well, I
share?
just there's some couple people that have written in. So just real quick.
Okay.
Do you still need picture frames?
I think, Eileen, you were going to do a binder, correct? For the
Yeah, I'm going to do like a trifold board with
Okay.
pictures, and then I
Okay.
thought I would have a binder with the obituaries in it.
Okay.
So if anybody was interested to look at them, but otherwise it will be like a picture, like a
Okay.
high school picture,
Yeah.
and a recent one if I
Yeah.
have it.
Okay.
Are we,
Right.
are we doing candles with I think at the 41st? Yeah, we had candles on the table too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only other, there's a couple of people said hello, Ed McGowan.
Hi,
And
Ed.
one,
Hi, Ed.
I'm not sure who this is, but due to moving and not knowing where
I'd say that's Wendy.
I'll be living, no email for
No.
now. Okay.
Wendy, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes, no to the
Um,
picture frames, right?
And then someone else. Okay. And then someone else says, thank you, Diane and Eileen, for hosting, and Kim for telling your stories.
So more people. We
All right,
want more
thank you.
classmates to be interviewed.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
look how easy this is. It's
all
like
good.
Zoom. It's quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for Wendy, since you don't have email, I know you can get my phone number. So if you text me, I can keep you informed.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Good
right.
to go. All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Great.
Bye.
You have a great trip.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you guys soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.